right, I'm very happy that so many of you have stayed for my lightning talk. So I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Filip. Surprise, surprise, I'm working at IHS, at Phoenix project, and sitting in WKW 216 room. I'm 23 years old. And when I read the mail that we can do a lightning talk during this conference, I thought this is a great idea. But immediately after that, I thought, yeah, but what am I going to talk about? And I thought maybe it's not such a great idea. But then one day, Marcin asked me in the kitchen, have you thought about making a lightning talk? And I had to be honest. I said, yes, I thought about it. And he said, okay, great, I'm signing up. What's it gonna be about? And I had no idea what I should make it all about because, you know, I'm 23 years old. I don't have really that much experience. And I thought that well, it's only 10 minutes, but I made like a small calculation that I assumed 200 people, so I see that's a little bit more, I assume more, but well, anyway. So let's assume everyone is paid like 10,000 zlotys a month. That makes like about 1 zloty a minute. So one guy sitting here for 10 minutes is like 10 zloty for the company. This is why IHS pays somebody to listen to me. So 200 people, it's about 2,000 zlotys, about 500 euros or dollars. So I thought, well, that's some money to handle, and I should tell something useful that you will find useful, and you will say after the talk that it's nice that he did it. So I was thinking really hard, what could I say that you will find useful? And well, I have no idea. But then I thought, well, if I will make you happy, then you should work better, right? Because we all want to be happy, and I thought myself that, well, I'm pretty happy with my life most of the times, and there are a few things that I do to be happy, like I eat a lot of fruits, I make my own food, I ride my bike, or I walk to work, so I'm pretty happy with my body, although I sit a lot of in front of the computer, but also I plan my days, and I write the things that I think. And it's not like I invented those ideas. I once read a book by this guy, it's Brian Tracy, and he's a coach or whatever. He writes books on self-development. And well, I used to think that self-development is crap for people who only think on themselves. But after reading the book, I changed my mind. And well, I encourage everybody to read the book because there are a lot of great ideas. Maybe you'll find some useful and use them in your own life. And he said that if you've got a problem, then you should take a piece of paper and write down every detail about the problem, all the pros, cons, who's involved, this and that, and then things start being more clearly in your mind. And it was not only him. Also, there is this webpage that I visit from time to time. It's called Quora. Maybe some of you know it. It works like Stack Overflow, but you can ask any question like, what should I do with my life, or any question about Game of Thrones or Star Wars or anything. And once I came across the question, how should a 22-year-old invest his time? And there was an answer given by that guy. So it was a really nice answer. There was a list of things he wrote that people should do. It doesn't matter the age. He told himself that this is like general advice. And one of the points was to write what you think. Write down your philosophy of life, who you want to be, or what you did today. Would you do it the same way tomorrow, or would you change it because you didn't like the way you behave? And well, my first thought was like, so he is talking about something like a diary, and diaries isn't a diary something that teenagers have where they write that life is cruel and they never go fall in love again and stuff like that? But well, there was some time when I was not really that happy with my life, and I thought, well, maybe this is the time to write down who I wanted to be and so on. So I was already working in IHS, and I thought, yeah, it's pretty cool, I'm working here, you know, I'm getting paid, I can live on my own. But a friend asked me, if you could move to any time in your life, would you stay in the present or would you change the time? I told him that I would move back to high school, because high school was the best part of my life. And I thought this was pretty sad because I'm in charge of my own life now. I don't live with my parents, and still I would like to go back. So I went home, I had a pretty long walk, and I thought about the things, then I wrote them down, And there was some like pretty nice ideas that came to my mind that really changed the way I see the world, and I think they make me happy. So I think that writing things down, helps you clarify who you want to be and your philosophy of life. And I encourage you to do it. Well, maybe you're gonna walk home today and take some time and write. That kid at work, Filip, he's too stupid. It's never gonna work for me. No writing down things, diary. This is for teenagers. But well, I encourage you to try it, because the things that I thought about was working at IHS. Okay, it's all right, but it's not NASA, right? We don't build spaceships. So my life would be better if they hire me at NASA, but it's probably not going to happen. Then I started to think, what is the difference between working there and working here? And I thought myself, well, I don't get to write that much code. I have to read a lot of emails. So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna be happy if somebody writes code on a piece of paper and then get a retype it on my keyboard. And then I thought, no, okay, retyping code without thinking is not really fun at all. So I was thinking, well, what is it that I really like? And I came up with the thought that I like to solve problems. And a lot of people are okay with solving problems from back end to front end. But when somebody tells them, here you have this idea, you have to talk to them and come up with a good solution that you can do in time, then it's like, I don't want to read the mails. But I thought that's really also a nice part of our work. And it makes me feel like I own a small part of the company, because I have to think myself, is this a good solution? Is this a good way to invest our time? Can we do this? Or is this a great feature, but we cannot implement it right now? So this is what crossed my mind. And there were also a lot of other thoughts that I wrote down. For example, I always thought that I'm doing my master's right now, and I always think that once I do my master's, everything will be all right. Then I will have all the time in the world to do anything I want. But then I thought like, yeah, well, one day I'm gonna have kids, but they're gonna be young, I'll take care of them, they get older, they go to school, I'm gonna have some time, but that's not true, I will have to pick them up. Okay, so maybe let's wait till they're teenagers, they're gonna start going to parties, it will be all right then, but what's gonna happen is probably they get drunk sometime and I will have to pick them up in the evening. So I thought, yeah, well, when are they going to turn 18? So I'm already waiting when my kids will move out, although I have none. And while writing this down, I thought that, well, this is never going to change. All your life, you're going to be thinking that at some point it's going to be better. There will be some point in my life when I will have all the time that I want to do all the things, but it's never going to happen. So if you like to do something, I think the best time is to do it now. And these are the things that just come to my mind when I make my diary. So this is why I want to encourage you to do your diary, and maybe you will come with some interesting thoughts on your own. All right, so since this is the technical conference, I just thought that some piece of technical advice would be great, and I would like to do a small experiment. So every one of you who thinks that he has got too much on his mind and need a vacation, please stand up. There are any people who feel like they need a vacation? If you're not sure, you can stay sitting. All right, so some people stood up. No, keep standing. Please keep standing. And okay, and every one of you who thinks that everything's fine, they don't need a vacation, to those parts of the audience, please stand up. Any people who feel like they don't need? All right, so although it seems that my question had only two answers, we need a vacation or we don't need it, there are some people still sitting. And although we sometimes think that the world is binary, it's true, false, ones and zeros, it's real life, it's not that simple, it's more complicated. And this is my technical advice, and you might think that is crappy advice, because it might be, because I just wanted to make you standing, because this is the end. I wanted to get a standing ovation. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we can actually grant you some proper break. Let's say we're gonna start at 3:30. I think we can afford it. So 10 minutes break for everyone.